94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Cowboys owner General Manager Jerry Jones' breach of contract trial involving him and his alleged paternity of Alexandra Davis abruptly concluded today, along with the cases it was tied to, has been dropped, and the resolution is that the contract at the center of the trial would continue to be enforced. Or the resolution means they could move up the State of the Cowboys address again.
This is
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. However you may be joining, thanks for joining me, whether that's on the radio at 94.1 FM, if you're listening via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player at sasportstar.com, or you happen to be watching during our YouTube stream. That's right, we stream every one of our shows live on YouTube. Search at SA Sports Star, like, subscribe. You can comment along with all the shows, or if you want to be a part of the shows, just go ahead and call in. 210-656-ESPN. That is 210-656-3776 if you want to be a part of the conversation. Dallas Cowboys training camp gets underway tomorrow. The big news, they left for training camp, and according to reports from the Dallas Morning News and others, CeeDee Lamb not on that flight does not mean that he will not be there when they show up for the first day of practice, which is when he would start incurring fines. But it is a precursor, usually, to a holdout. And let's face it, we've seen holdouts at Cowboys camp before. They all usually end in a similar way. Zach Martin held out, he got paid. Zeke Elliott held out, he got paid. DeMarcus Lawrence held out, he got paid. CeeDee Lamb is about to go into a holdout, which is why priority might be on CeeDee Lamb, just to get him into camp before they can start working on the Dak thing to make sure that they are all working towards the same potential goal. But it's going to be very interesting because, according to David Moore, the Dallas Morning News, with the early resolution of Jerry Jones' court case over there in Texarkana, there is the potential that the State of the Cowboys address that was originally scheduled for tomorrow, that was pushed until Saturday, could be moved back up to Thursday, according to reports, but date and time is still yet to be determined as of right now. So it's the most important thing to come out of Cowboys camp potentially all week could very well be, what is the state and the temperature of Jerry Jones as we head into training camp? Because he is a master salesman, and he will put the spin on a whole bunch of things. Now, he made some very grandeur promises in the offseason. None of those promises have come to fruition. And there's a lot of people in the world, while the Cowboys are still a good team, there isn't that overwhelming feeling of this is a team that has Super Bowl aspirations. It is a team that can make a run, get into the playoffs, but I don't think, as we sit currently, that the goal at the top of every fan's head is this is a team that can and will compete for a Super Bowl. Now, it still can, mainly on the fact of if you get CeeDee Lamb in and he is playing and he is your most important cog, not named Dak Prescott, in terms of achieving said goal being your most important offensive weapon, one of the skill positions. Dak is the trigger man of the offense. The offense runs through CeeDee Lamb, and we saw that last season. Can the Dallas themselves in a situation where once potentially things work out, whether it's in Miami, Houston, wherever it may be across the league, partway through training camp, they work a trade for a Dameon Pierce or a Jeff Wilson Jr., and all of a sudden you get more clarity at the running back position, more clarity at maybe wide receiver 3 and 4 after CD and Brandon Cooks, and you bring in players from teams that don't have the roster space available for those players because they're overloaded at certain positions. Are you in a better spot later in training camp to potentially make a claim to be able to make that push if you can make a trade while you're in training camp? I think those are potential outcomes for the Cowboys, and I think they're great questions that probably need to be asked if they're still not done building their roster as they work their way through training camp and into the regular season, because this is a team that, with a couple of pieces, and there are pieces still out there, whether it is at corner, Stephon Gilmore, Akolo, linebacker, defensive tackle, edge rusher, Yannick Ngakoue. Like, there are players still available waiting for homes that you can probably get cheaper the closer we get to the start of the season than what they were eventually hoping to hold out for, praying for an injury that could increase their price to a team. I think it's going to be crucial as we get closer to cut day, what this roster looks like as we get ready to go into the regular season, more so than what it looks like at this very particular moment, because I do not believe that the Dallas Cowboys are done building on this roster. So Jerry Jones and the State of the Cowboys address that will be coming is going to be a very, very interesting development in terms of where he is and how close he probably thinks he is to any of these deals. Of course, CD and Dak being the most forefront and out in front, and more so if they're comfortable letting Dak Prescott play out the season before negotiating that deal. Because I know Dak Prescott said this a while back at his charity event.
I don't play for money. Never have, never cared for it, to be honest with you. Yeah, would give it up just to play this game. So I so I allow that to the business people to say what it's worth, what they're supposed to give a quarterback of my play, a person of my play, leader of my play, I guess you can say. And for me, it's about, as I said, control. I can control and handle that part, and the rest will take care of itself.
Now, maybe part of that is not playing for money would be the, can we get a deal done early that is fair and commiserate, that doesn't have to reset the market? But if you push me to getting to free agency, that's where the price escalates. And maybe that's the actual threat that Dak Prescott has in contract negotiations. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure. There's another team in Texas that does seemingly have Super Bowl aspirations, and they have become a media darling because of the moves that they've made this offseason. But is there a couple of reasons that may be more important to a potential Super Bowl run than anything we've looked at to this point? I'll break down what those reasons could be next, right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
At Progressive, we know there's a lot of things you can track. Steps, calories, heart rate, your pet steps, favorite celebrity, how long you slept, how long you didn't sleep, how long you thought about sleeping, how long you thought about how long you thought about sleeping. But none of these things could save you money, unlike Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate based on how and how much you drive. It's much better for your bottom line than tracking your Cocker Spaniel's resting heart rate. So download the Progressive app today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America NA.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
What's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Hi, Jason Minix here from 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Disappointing offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with Orchard. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale and helping you sell on the market for top dollar. First, Orchard lists your home for top dollar. Then they make you an impressive guaranteed backup cash offer. This gives you the confidence to hold out for the price you deserve. Here's what one Orchard customer said. Quote, "The peace of mind of the guaranteed offer is why I went with Orchard. And when you sell for more, the rest is yours. My home sold on the market for far more than I expected. With Orchard's guaranteed cash offer, you never have to settle for less. Curious what Orchard will pay you for your home? Visit Orchard.com for a free, no obligation cash offer. That's Orchard.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up! and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of consumer cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text STAPLE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text STAPLE to 321-321. That's STAPLE to 321-321.
At 6, let AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson drive you to work. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportsstar.com, and on YouTube at SA Sports Star. The Houston Texans have been a trendy pick when it comes to a potential Super Bowl team in the AFC. And one of the reasons is just good vibes around the team again, which is why they have sold out season tickets for the first time since 2019. Now, up until 2019, since the inception of the franchise, they had always sold out all their allotments, and there was a waiting list for season tickets. Then Bill O'Brien and Jack Easterby tore that franchise down to the ground. And fans said, we've had it. With D'Amico Ryans, the buyback is back. Now with CJ Stroud, with what the team did last year, what it's done this offseason, there is an excitement in Houston, and D'Amico Ryans hopes that excitement translates in the stands on game day.
When you hear about the season tickets already being sold out, you feel that. I feel that excitement from our fans around town. No matter where I go, I feel it when we come out to practice. So it just shows, man, it's humbling to see just the amount of just support that our fans here in Houston have for us already to have sold out season tickets. It shows that they want to be a part of it. They want to show up. They want to be loud. They want to support us. So I'm very thankful for the fans, right, who sacrificed to purchase season tickets and to be there to make our place at a home field advantage for sure.
Now, one of the reasons that they can have a potential Super Bowl run is what they saw out of rookie quarterback CJ Stroud last year. And I've heard a lot of people talking about second-year slumps and the league catching up to you. But there's also these second-year jumps that we hear. In NFL Live's Bill Barnwell talks about quarterbacks and their second-year jumps that have led to potential Super Bowl runs.
Usually talk about teams on kind of a linear path. Maybe they make it another playoff round. Maybe they advance 2 rounds year after year. CJ Stroud showed us last year that growth can happen exponentially and quickly, and other quarterbacks in their second season have made major leaps. Think about Russell Wilson, who went from losing in the divisional round to winning a Super Bowl in his second season. Patrick Mahomes from the AFC Championship game to winning a Super Bowl in his second season. Even Carson Wentz, a player who missed the playoffs in his first year. I know he wasn't there when they won the Super Bowl in Philadelphia. He was injured, but he got the most of the way there with an MVP caliber performance in his second season. So that year 2 growth for a quarterback, I wouldn't rule out anything for the Texans in terms of their ceiling. They can absolutely win the Super Bowl with this talent if they live up to expectations.
NFL writer Bill Barnwell on NFL Live today. And I've heard a lot about the regression. teams catch up, defensive coordinators figure you out. I haven't heard a lot when it comes to the second year jumps that we always expect players to make in year two after a year in the NFL. And why CJ Stroud's not getting that benefit of the doubt when it comes to continued growth. Same system, added weapons, hopefully continuity on the offensive line going into his second year, things that you would tend to believe would lead to more success than less in a second season. But the biggest factor in that could very well be the fact that while the Texans' schedule overall is hard, and the Patriots took advantage of this for a long time, and the Broncos or the Chiefs are kind of taking advantage of it a little bit right now with the fact that maybe their division are the reasons that they can make that run.
Of those 5 or 6 teams that I'm mentioning as like the AFC's superpower teams, the Houston's playing a division where I think they're the only one in their division that I would classify right now as ready to make a Super Bowl push. I think Indianapolis is on the come, and Jacksonville, you know, if they can sort of be more the team they were in the first half of last season, then they could be back in the mix. But if you're playing the AFC East, Buffalo, the Jets, and the Dolphins all expect to be playing for a Super Bowl this season. In the AFC North, all 4 teams feel that way. It's not that the Houston division, the AFC South, is a cakewalk right now, Hannah, but those incrementally easier division games could be the difference between Houston hosting a playoff game in the second round or not, and that can often be a determinant in how far a team goes in the playoffs.
NFL insider Field Yates on the Texans being in one of the easier, weaker divisions in the AFC, being the potential of a postseason run that they could make, which positions them just better in an AFC playoff picture. And look, the Chiefs had nobody to compete with last year in their division. The Broncos and Chargers were both picking, and Raiders all picking at the top of the draft this past season. And now, when Tom Brady was winning the AFC East for decades, it was a foregone conclusion they were going to win it because there wasn't a whole lot of competition within that division to unseat them. You look at the AFC North, all 4 teams made the playoffs last year. All 4 teams really good. All 4 teams seemingly have gotten better. In the AFC East, you got 3 teams that you think could compete for a Super Bowl with Miami, Buffalo, and the Jets with a healthy Aaron Rodgers. We're going to see what the Jets are with Aaron Rodgers finally this year, hopefully. But Buffalo, yes, you still have Josh Allen, but there was a lot of attrition on that roster this offseason. You lost all of your receiving weapons. The only one that you have coming back is your tight end coming out of his rookie year. Gabe Davis gone. Stephon Diggs gone. And on the defensive side of the ball, no Tre'Davious White, no Jordan Poyer, no Micah Hyde, no Leonard Floyd. There was a lot of attrition on both sides of the ball when it comes to the Buffalo Bills. So you wonder what that attrition will look like within the division and how quickly Josh Allen can get on the same page with this new cast of receivers that he has and young receivers, rookie receivers like Keon Coleman. I think James Cook, potentially that running game with Joe Brady now calling plays, could be a huge factor. But those roads are a lot more difficult than Jacksonville, Tennessee, and Indianapolis. This has been Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Coming up next, we got the Texas Rangers as they get set to continue their series against the Chicago White Sox after last night's 10-inning walk-off. Rangers baseball next here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Will CeeDee Lamb show up for training camp or hold out for a new deal?